You know, artificial intelligence isn't some far-off sci-fi dream anymore. It's here, and it is completely reshaping our world. But who are the architects behind this revolution? They're called AI engineers. And in this explainer, we're going to demystify that entire career path for you, giving you a clear, step-by-step roadmap to get you there.
So it's the big question, right? How do you actually build intelligence? It sounds almost impossibly huge, but the answer, well, it lies with a very specific kind of expert.
And here they are, the AI engineer. These are the modern-day architects of our digital world. They're the ones who blend computer science, data, and math to create the smart systems we use every single day, from chatbots to self-driving cars.
So why even think about this path, especially right now? Well, the reasons are incredibly compelling. Trust me, this is way more than just another tech job. It's your chance to literally build the future.
Okay, let's talk numbers for a second. The average starting salary for an AI engineer is over $100,000. And get this, that's not some long-term goal you work towards for years. That's where you begin. It just goes to show how insanely valuable these skills are right out of the gate.
And the demand? It is absolutely soaring. Just look at this chart. AI jobs have exploded by over 300% in just the last 5 years. All the big players, Google, Netflix, you name it, they're all scrambling to hire AI experts. This field is just packed with incredible opportunities.
Look, investing your time and energy into AI skills is, without a doubt, a future-proof move. As our world leans more and more on automation and data, these skills are only going to become more essential. We're talking serious job security and growth for years to come.
So, you're convinced. Where do you start? Well, like any solid building, it all starts with a rock-solid foundation. Let's dig into the absolute essential skills you're going to need.
Your foundation really rests on 3 core pillars. First, you've got to master the fundamentals of computer science. You need to understand how computers actually think. Second, you have to get fluent in Python, which is, for all intents and purposes, the language of AI. And third, you need to get a good handle on the key math concepts that make the magic happen.
Now this right here, this is your AI toolkit. See, Python's real power comes from its libraries. You'll use NumPy for all the heavy-duty number crunching. Think of Pandas as a super-powered spreadsheet for slicing and dicing your data. Scikit-learn is your go-to for all the classic machine learning models. And then you have the heavyweights, TensorFlow and PyTorch, for building artificial brains with deep learning. Getting really comfortable with these is non-negotiable.
Okay, let's talk about the M word, math. But seriously, don't let this slide intimidate you. You do not need a PhD here. You just need a good intuitive feel for 4 key areas. Think of linear algebra as the grid system that organizes all your data. Calculus is the engine that actually drives the learning process. Probability helps you navigate uncertainty. And optimization? Well, that's the art of fine-tuning your models until they're performing at their absolute best.
All right, with that foundation firmly in place, it's time for the really fun part, building. This is where you actually start creating systems that can learn, predict, and make decisions all on their own.
This stage is all about 3 key steps. You're going to start with the fundamentals of machine learning, which is basically teaching computers to learn from data. Then you'll dive headfirst into deep learning, using these complex networks that are designed to mimic the human brain. And finally, you'll get into natural language processing, or NLP, which is all about helping machines understand and use human language. In machine learning, you basically got 2 main flavors. With supervised learning, you're the teacher. You give the model labeled data, like showing it thousands of houses with their actual sale prices to teach it how to predict prices. But with unsupervised learning, you just hand over a bunch of messy, unlabeled data, and the model has to find hidden patterns all by itself, kind of like grouping online shoppers into different categories based on their buying habits.
Next up is deep learning. This is where things get really, really cool. It uses those super complex neural networks we mentioned to tackle advanced problems. This is the tech behind everything from the facial recognition on your phone to the mind-blowing generative AI tools like ChatGPT that are changing everything.
And in deep learning, you use different tools for different jobs. CNNs are like the eyes of AI. They're brilliant at understanding images. RNNs are the ears, perfect for understanding sequences like text or speech. And transformers? Well, they're the massive, powerful brains behind the most advanced generative AI we have today.
Okay, so you've got the foundation, you've got the advanced skills. Now, how do you turn all that knowledge into an actual career? This is the final leg of the journey, going from a learner to a professional.
3 final steps are going to get you across the finish line.
First, you have to learn how to deploy your models into the real world using something called MLOps. Second, build an undeniable portfolio that really showcases your skills. And third, get certified to prove to employers that you know your stuff.
You know, building a cool model on your laptop is one thing, but making it work reliably and at scale for thousands of users, that is a whole different ballgame. And that's where MLOps comes in. It's the engineering discipline that automates, monitors, and maintains your models out in the wild. Honestly, this is what separates the hobbyists from the professional engineers.
To really show what you can do, you need a portfolio of projects. And I'm not talking about just following tutorials. Build something unique. What about an AI that can analyze resumes? Or a stock market predictor, maybe a real-time emotion detector that uses your webcam. These are the kinds of projects that make employers sit up and take notice.
And please, always remember this. Employers hire skills, not just resumes. A killer GitHub profile that's packed with impressive, working projects is the best proof you can possibly offer that you can actually deliver results. And finally, think about getting certified. Getting a certification from one of the big tech giants like Google, Microsoft, AWS, or IBM is like an official stamp of approval. They're recognized all over the world, and they can give you a serious edge in your job hunt.
So there you have it. The roadmap is clear. We've walked through everything, from the very first foundational skills to launching a career that is actively shaping our future. The tools are out there, the opportunities are endless, so now the only real question left is, what will you create?